Welcome to Daily Papers, the podcast where we break down the latest research into bite-sized pieces you can actually use.
Today, we're talking about something that's on everyone's mind: artificial intelligence, specifically using tools like ChatGPT to learn things. We all do it, right? You get stuck on a homework problem, you open up an AI, and you ask it for the answer.
It feels like magic, instant knowledge. But is it actually helping us learn, or is it just a high-tech cheat sheet? That's exactly what a new paper from researchers at Michigan Technological University and Western Michigan University wanted to find out.
They start with a simple observation. When we use these AI tools for learning, our conversations with them are often, in their words, unstructured. We just ask a question, get an answer, and move on.
It's very transactional. We're focused on getting the task done, not necessarily on building a deep understanding of the topic. The researchers argue this is surface-level learning. You might get the right answer for the test, but you'll forget it a week later because you never really grappled with the idea.
Exactly, and this is where they bring in a classic idea from education science called generative learning theory. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Learning isn't a passive activity where you just absorb information like a sponge.
Right, it's an active process. You have to do something with the information. You have to connect it to what you already know, organize it in your mind, and explain it in your own words. You have to generate your own understanding.
So the researchers asked a brilliant question. What if we could design a way to interact with AI that forces us to do that? What if we could turn a passive Q&A session into an active learning experience?
And to test this, they set up a fascinating experiment. They took a group of undergraduate students, none of whom had any background in construction engineering, and decided to teach them some foundational concepts.
They split the students into 3 groups. Group 1 was the control group. We can call them team slides. They just got a standard PowerPoint presentation to study from. No AI, just old school learning.
Group 2 was Team Free-for-All AI. They got the same slides, but they also had access to a special AI learning tool. They could ask it anything they wanted in any order, with no rules.
And then there was Group 3, the one the researchers were really interested in. This was Team Guided AI. They had the exact same AI tool as Group 2, but they were given a very specific 5-step framework for how to ask their questions.
This 5-step framework is the secret sauce of the whole study. It's designed to walk students through that active, generative learning process.
The first step is clarify. This is where you just ask the AI to explain the core concept in a few simple sentences, just the basics.
Step 2 is organize. Here, you ask the AI, what are the 2 or 3 most important key points about this topic listed in order of importance? It forces you to prioritize.
Step 3 is integrate. This is a big one. You ask the AI for a real-world example of the concept in action. This connects the abstract idea to something concrete.
I love Step 4. Differentiate. You ask the AI, identify a concept that students often confuse with this one, and explain the key differences. It helps you draw sharp lines in your understanding.
And finally, Step 5 is correct. You ask the AI, what is the most important misconception people have about this topic, and why is it incorrect? This helps you spot and fix your own potential errors before you even make them.
So, to recap, Team Slides, Team Free-for-All AI, and Team Guided AI, who had to follow that 5-step recipe. After their study session, everyone took the same test. The test had 2 parts: simple multiple-choice questions and more complex open-ended questions, where you had to explain your reasoning.
And the results were so clear. First, the multiple-choice questions. These were the ones that tested basic factual recall. And you know what they found?
What?
No difference. All 3 groups performed about the same. It didn't matter if you had slides or a super smart AI. For remembering basic facts, it was all a wash.
Okay, that's interesting. But what about the hard stuff, the open-ended questions that required deep understanding?
This is where it gets good. Team Guided AI, the ones with the 5-step framework, did significantly better than the other 2 groups. They scored on average 2 to 3 points higher on an 18-point scale. That's a huge jump.
Wow, so the guidance was everything. And what about Team Free-for-All AI, the ones who could ask the AI whatever they wanted?
They did no better than Team Slides.
get out of here. So just having access to an AI tutor didn't help at all with deeper learning. You have to be told how to use it effectively. The magic isn't the AI, it's the structure of the conversation.
Precisely. It proves that just getting an answer from an AI isn't the same as learning. The guided process made them slow down, think critically, and build a more robust mental model of the information.
Okay, so it clearly made them smarter, but did they enjoy it more? The researchers also gave them a user experience questionnaire to see how they felt about the process.
And this is another fascinating twist. The students in the guided AI group rated the experience as being clearer and more dependable. They felt like the system was predictable and easy to understand.
But I'm sensing a but.
But they didn't rate it as being more stimulating or novel. In fact, both AI groups found the experience less engaging than the slide-only group. The structure, while effective, might have felt a bit rigid, less like fun, open-ended exploration, and a bit more like, well, structured homework.
So the big takeaway here is that effectiveness and enjoyment aren't always the same thing. Giving students a structured way to talk to AI makes their learning far more effective, even if it doesn't feel as fun as just messing around.
It's a powerful lesson for students, teachers, and anyone building educational technology. Simply providing access to a tool isn't enough. The real value comes from designing a process that guides the user towards deeper thinking.
So the next time you turn to an AI to help you understand a new topic, try being your own guide. Don't just ask for the answer. Ask it to clarify, organize, integrate with an example, differentiate from something similar, and correct a common misconception. It might take 5 minutes longer, but this paper suggests it'll be well worth it.